Hello Coach Art community, and welcome to another Coach Art tutorial. My name is Jess and I'm a senior program manager here at Coach Art, where we're dedicated to creating a transformative arts and athletics community for families impacted by childhood chronic illness. And today I'm super excited to teach everyone how to create these awesome random act of kindness cards. It's in celebration of today, which is Random Act of Kindness Day. So pretty much what you should do is celebrate by being kind, showing people in your life who you care about, who you're thankful for, just random bouts of really sweet things, whether it's a compliment, whether it's doing something for them. Maybe if you're a student and doing a chore for your parent, giving them a hug, telling them how much you appreciate them, or if you're an adult, maybe buying someone behind you in line a cup of coffee, and just doing that nice deed for them. Okay, so it can be absolutely anything, but today we're going to make these cards which you can hand out and give them to the people either randomly or to the people you really care about. Okay, so we're going to go through the materials. I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera. That way we can check all of them out together. Okay, sorry about that delay there. So for these cards, you're going to need blank paper. I recommend cardstock or watercolor paper. Something that's thick. It doesn't have to be, of course. You can always use regular paper. I just like using a little bit of a thicker paper. That way it is a little bit more durable, right? And I have already cut out these slits from, they was all part of one page, so I just went ahead and I cut these. But you'll want to grab a pair of scissors. That way you can cut your paper to the size that you want your cards to be. If you decide that you want to cut it, maybe you want it to be a larger card. These are more ticket shaped, right? So something that you can kind of hand, maybe they can keep it as a bookmark if you write something really sweet on the back, and they can remember it throughout the year. We'll need a pencil and a pen or a black marker. That way we can go ahead and write out the random act of kindness on one side, and then any drawings or illustrations or kind words we want to put on the back. And then lastly, something to color it in with and add a little bit of decor. It can be watercolor paper, it can be crayons, it can be markers. It's completely up to you. All right. So, all right. I'm going to start with my pencil, and actually I'm just going to go ahead and go in with a pen. If you're not sure what design you want to use, like on the back, if you want to draw a little illustration, we'll use the pencil, but we're going to start out with a pen or a black marker. And after you have your paper cut, and for reference, for anyone who wants to know, I have a ruler here. These are about 5.5 inches by 1.5 inches. So 5.5 by 1.5 slits of paper. But again, you can cut them to be bigger or smaller. You can even cut it in half if you want to do like a little ticket, like one free hug, and you hand it off to your family or your friend. So starting with the pen, we're just going to work with one for right now. And I'll show you the back of these too. One of them has something nice on the back. We're going to start on one side, just saying you've received a random act of kindness. That way they know what they're getting. And you can write this any way you want. So you have received, RECEIVED, a random act of kindness. You can also say, here is a random act of kindness. You can also just say random act of kindness. You can also just say kindness card. You can change up the wording to best suit you. And on the front of this, I'm going to do a few illustrations. I have some heart balloons that I really like that I did the first time. So maybe I'll do a few more of those all around. So I'm just drawing little hearts with balloon strings. So this is the front of our card. And then on the back, you want to think about something, either an act that you can do or something really nice you can say. So a few examples would be, like I have here, your sense of humor always brightens my day. Thank you for being an awesome friend. It can be, thank you for being such a great mom. Thank you for cooking my meals. I want to cook you a meal. It can be, here's a hug, right? Or I'm going to take the trash out today. Or one massage free card. So anything like that. If you know, maybe if it's for a classmate, you can say, thank you for always helping me when I need help with my work. Same with your teacher. So you can think about the people in your life, right, who you want to just show or give something nice to, right? And it can be as simple as a compliment or an act. Thank you for always being there for me. Thank you for supporting me, for making me laugh, for showing me how to do new things. Thank you for teaching me. So on the back of mine, I'm going to write, thank you for supporting me. And if you're not sure what you want to write just yet, you can always go ahead and use your pencil. That's what our pencil is here for. And for the designs, you can choose to create a really pretty design. So I have some flowers and then some grass here on the first one, and I'm going to duplicate that design. That way I can show you how I did it. And then we'll make a second one that's going to look more like a ticket. Okay, so let's see. We're going to draw a sun. And then I have these grass blades. They look kind of like fire flames too, but they're not. Then I'm going to draw loops for my flowers. And I'm just drawing very basic flowers. Do two, and I'm going to draw one from the side over here as well. Then we're going to let this ink dry before we add a little bit of color. And then I'm going to give you an example. So this is an example of saying something kind, sharing a kind message, giving kind words to or about someone who you think is special or has really done a lot for you in your life, someone you're grateful for. So this I'm going to turn into a little ticket. I'm going to take my scissors And I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to call it an act of kindness ticket. And I'm going to put a few heart designs on the bottom. And then on the back of it, so on the front it says act of kindness ticket. And on the back, you're going to write down one thing that you can do to show someone that you love and appreciate them. Or to just be kind. Maybe you go and pick up trash outside, right? So if you pick up some litter. Or it can be as simple as taking your dog out for a walk. But on mine, I'm going to put one ticket for a free hug. Then I'm going to draw a little teddy bear down at the bottom because teddy bears are cuddly. And a few more hearts. Okay, you can design these any way that you want to. It's completely up to you. So now that we have our random acts of kindness, we're going to color them in before we give them out. So now is where you would take your color pencils, your markers. I'm going to be using a little bit of watercolor. I'm going to take my water brushes. I'm going to put some water inside of my water brush first. Okay. So I'm going to get a little bit of water into my watercolor. I'm going in for the red because I have a lot of hearts. And I'm going to start to color in and decorate my card. You can also do the backs. Decorate the background as well. So you don't have to leave it white. You can also do these on construction paper. And I'm going to give that a second to dry before I turn it over to color on the back. And I'm going to color in the hearts on the front of my kindness ticket. And give these a second to dry. And while I'm waiting for these to dry, I can think about who I want to give these to. Probably my mom and one of my close friends. And it's a super sweet way to just say thank you. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for being alive, right? You can give one to yourself. You can think about some kind things to say about yourself. You can keep it posted on your wall. You can use it as a bookmark. Just as a reminder that it's always a good time to be kind. All right? So that one's going to be a little wet for a second, but this one is mostly dry. So we're going to turn it around and color in the back. We're going to be using a little bit of yellow for our sun over here in the corner. Then I'm also going to make a few of these flowers yellow. So I have one yellow flower over here, and then another one that's over here. I'm going to do one flower that's red. Making sure I clean my brush off if you're using watercolor like me. And then I'm going to get some green to color in my leaves here at the bottom. And it's a really simple, really quick activity that's going to mean a lot to you or whoever you decide to share it with. So that's the first one, and then we're going to color on the back of this one as well. I have my hearts, and then for my teddy bear, I'm going to use a little bit of brown. For my teddy bear. And then we're all done. So not only is it fun to get to color, it's also fun to think about ways that we can be kind to each other. Very simple ways, easy ways, right? To just spread a smile, put a smile on someone else's face. Okay, so that's going to be all for today's tutorial. I want to thank everyone so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out at coachart.org for a bunch of other ways to get involved. It was awesome, and I'll see you at a future Coach Art tutorial. Thank you guys so much. Bye.